children are mostly parents and teachers, you know, and I view you all as my children in a way. You know, I know that's an odd way to think about it, that I have maybe 100 children, but
Whoa.
you know, I think of it like this. You know, I want to mentor y'all. I want to see y'all do the best y'all can. I want to see your dreams being made, you know, and I get joy in seeing that. I've seen it previously, private lessons I've done. You know, they messaged me about winning wushu competitions, first place, and now they're going to Jakarta for it. You know, I hear about it, them doing well on exams. So it is amazing indeed to see that. It is amazing.
Wait, so like before we end, there's 4 questions from the chat. Wait, so how do I use sentences? Like,
well, we'll just wait. We'll wait. You're gonna say like this. For instance, right now we're gonna have some time for Mr. Will to answer some questions through the chat. If y'all would like to ask, go ahead, please.
before we end the podcast. Oh wait, it's on mute.
What? Was it on mute? Did they hear us talking?
I think it's on mute.
Oh, it's on mute, right? Oh, okay. You scared us for a second. All right, so yeah, so now we have some, we want to open up for discussion. Say before we end, we want to open up for discussion.
Before we end, you guys can share or tell the questions from the chat, so we can tell them to Mr. William. Mr. William can answer it.
Excellent, just like that. And then we'll accept 4, yeah? And then afterwards...
And we will only accept 4 questions.
You might not want to mention that. We'll just go, you don't have to mention 4.
And we will only have 4 questions, maybe just like...
Or yeah, we'll answer some questions, we answer 4 and then say, oh, our time is running out. By the way, for those who ask the 4 questions, y'all will receive...
the free merch!
Woohoo!
Woo!
Oh, yeah, like that, dude. That's perfect. To close like that. Wow, you got moved up.
Before we end the podcast, you guys can ask some questions for Mr. William, so he can answer it.
We'll go ahead and open the discussion for some questions, and yes, go like that. That's perfect,
dude. So wait, should I just put...
You're mute. Mr. William, you're mute.
Alright, let me see. My wife is still, my children are still asleep.
Wait, can they see the button here?
I doubt it. There.
I miss being in preschool. It's fun. Because they have pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, you know, the previous school I had, they had a decent sized pool, and we used to go there every weekend and swim.
6 more minutes?
Yeah, 6 more minutes. Yeah, sorry.
5? Hi, I'm Alexa Candika, and I'm from 7B. Today we have Mr. William for our special podcast. By the way, happy Teacher's Day.
Thank you very much, Alexa. That means a lot to me.
Do you want to say anything before we start?
I would just like to go ahead and say Happy Teacher's Day for all the other fellow teachers out there. Thank y'all very much for everything that y'all do for the students, for everyone in your community. Thank you so much.
Before we start, there might be personal questions, so you don't mind asking, right?
No, I do not mind.
Okay, so first, how old are you? When and where were you born?
Well, currently I am 35 years old. I was born on December 4th, 1985. So if you know, my birthday is just right around the corner.
When and where were you born?
And I was actually born in Lubbock, Texas, which is a small city in the panhandle of Texas.
What is your zodiac sign?
My zodiac sign is Sagittarius, Alexa.
Ooh, really interesting. What was your inspiration for being a teacher?
Well, I think my inspiration overall is to provide passion, to provide interest, a growth in these areas for my students. When I was young, I never dreamed of being a teacher. It wasn't what I thought I would be doing. But as time goes on, I was able to be put in several positions in my life, thanks to God, that has given me a chance to share my knowledge and my passion with those around me. And I think that's my inspiration. Like I said, it wasn't my dream. My mom did state that I would make a good teacher one day. So I leave it up to her. God has blessed me, and I'm grateful for being here at Stella Marie's and being able to share my knowledge and passion with my students. It's been a miracle so far.
Is teaching a calling for you?
Yes, I do believe that teaching has been a calling, Alexa. It started out, just by volunteering at a school in Semarang to now being here in Indonesia for 5 years. This is my 4th trip to Indonesia, and I have volunteered every time. For instance, 1 month in Semarang, went back to the U.S. 2 months, and so on.
So how do you communicate with the people if they don't know how to speak English?
Well, when it comes to communication, at first, it was very awkward. A lot of body signals and so on. With what Indonesian I did know, we were able to work out the meaning behind it.
I heard there's a lot of positive feedbacks from your students in your classes. So can you share your approach with the students differently?
Well, what I like to do from day one is that I like to get to know the passion of my students, their interest. I think I remember asking y'all, Alexa, in class 7 and class 8, What is it that drives y'all? What are your interests? What are your passions, right? Because I know at your age, when I was that age, I had similar passions. I had similar interests. Reading, listening to music, playing games, sports, playing video games. These are all things that I was interested in too. So yes, I do believe that being able to do that and learning my passion of my students, I'm able to reach out to them and they're able to listen to me and accept me as I am willing to accept them.
Do you think that connecting with the students is important?
Indeed, it's very important in education, and not just in education. Connecting with people is key for anything in this world. You know, to be able to communicate and collaborate with people, to solve issues together, connection is perfect. And it is something that I think a lot of people need to work on in this world. Because if I'm able to connect with my students, connect with my family, connect with friends, I'm able to learn more, you know? So I think in all, connection is key, guys. And I think it's important that you have to open and keep an open mind when it comes to connecting with students, with any aspect. So connection is key.
Why and how do you do that?
Well, the way I like to connect with my students is I like to find their interests, like I stated before. I can relate with them. I can, for instance, with English, I can learn about different topics that they like. I can give them projects based off those topics. For instance, I want you to create your own video game. Tell me the story behind it. Tell me what you need to do in this game to achieve your goals. Or you're interested in art. You research something, a painter, or you research and create a pamphlet, right? This is all used in English language, but I'm reaching out to my students' passion instead of giving them an assignment from the book, right? So I try to find something that causes them to want to learn, to grow more and more. That passion, ignited.
What keeps you motivated throughout the day for energizing?
Okay, well, overall, I think what keeps me motivated, guys, is that I get to see my students' reaction when they make a good grade in a class. When they get a good comment from their parents or from a teacher, to see the joy in their face. I know it seems so simple and so little, but it really does make my day, and it makes me want to continue. To hear a comment that I'm doing a good job, of course, this has given me reason to continue to work harder for my students.
Why is English important to learn?
Well, overall, I think everybody knows that English is a global language, right? It's not the most spoken language, of course not, but it's a language that is used in every country to express business proposals, to express anything really to get across. They will use English as that bridge language to connect to other people.
So if you think English is fun, how do you make English fun for your students to learn?
Okay, like I stated before too, Alexa, is that I try to give them projects and works that are relatable to them, that they can enjoy in class and that they're willing to do. I try to make sure that they have enough time to do these projects as well. Because I know during COVID and online lessons that stress levels are very high for everyone, not just for students all around. And that sometimes, a lot of times, like I mentioned in the past, is that anxiety goes up, stress goes up, and this is all causing negative effects mentally, spiritually, and physically for our students, for teachers, and for everyone that's dealing with COVID. So I think if I give you ample time, if I give you something that you enjoy to do, right? So a project that's something that is not a book report, but a project where you're creating something, creating a news article, creating a pamphlet, creating a poster board, creating a charity, creating something that you're passionate about. If it's games, create a tournament poster. The thing about it is that you're using English, right? You're using English to express what you're trying to do. And that's what I think is key, is to find those things, creative talents in my students, because everybody has one.
What is your opinion for the most important elements of being a teacher?
Okay, this is a good question. Okay. Now, when coming to a teacher, I believe that I should remain approachable, learnable, and I should show compassion. I should also be open-minded. You know, if I don't learn something new for my students, I feel like I have failed. It's not so much that, of course, I want y'all to learn from me too, but this is a two-way street. You know, I do believe that with teaching is that I learn something new every day about y'all, what drives y'all. And I think that's what makes me, of course, going back to another question before, that's what makes me have motivation and it keeps me active, you know, to being able to share our knowledge together, to work together. You know, later on, it comes back to the 21st century skills, yeah? Communication, collaboration, creative thinking, and critical thinking. Now, these skills can be used in any subject, and that's what I try to do in my English as well, to get y'all to learn about these skills on a daily basis.
So before we end, I think you guys can tell Mr. William about your questions through the chat.
Okay, we'll answer a couple questions through the chat.
So yeah, you guys can make questions.
Feel free, guys. By the way, hello everybody. I hope everybody's having a good afternoon so far.
Oh my goodness.
I had a question, actually, my name. So.
All right, hold on, guys. We'll be answering questions in just a second, okay?
There are a lot of questions.
Yes, there are quite a few. Thank y'all for showing interest, guys.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on. What made me become a teacher? All right. Well, we can start from there. What made me become a teacher, okay? Well, becoming a teacher was sort of like, it was a life-changing experience for me, dear. I think that God opened up the right doors for me to be in that position. I just graduated not that long ago, of course, and I came to volunteer, and I found a position at English First in Surakarta in Solo. I worked there for about 3 years. From there, I was able to get another position at an international school in Solo called Singapore Pijat Academy. And I worked there for about 2 years. And then God opened up another door, and it was the Stella Maris. And this is my first year here, and it has been a life-changing experience. It really has been. The staff here, my co-workers, the students have been such an amazing, amazing part of my life so far. I have been challenged, and I have grown a lot through God, in God's eyes. And I leave it all up to the school and to the people in it. So I am very, very grateful for being here.
Excuse me. I hope I'm not interrupting you.
Hold on real quick. Yes, you need to write your questions in the chat though, please. Okay?
So from Leonel, grade 7A, he said, how do you handle an unreactive class?
Okay. Now, I know if you're, of course, the other teachers out there and students, y'all probably have sat in a class that is, let's say, underactive, right? They're not very talkative. They don't like to express too much in the chat or speaking, correct? Well, when I go about this, I handle it in the way of trying to keep them going, so much through them typing in class, I try to open that up more. So doing more, of course, communication non-verbally, but through communicating through text is fine with me. But one thing I do is that I try to reach out to them and ask them how their day is going. If they're not reactive in class, it might be that they're facing something in life. They're having an issue or something that they can't handle. So I take some time to ask them just about their day. And then from there, usually we build up discussion and conversation, and we can go from there. All right, thank you very much, sir, for that question.
Sorry if I spell your name wrong. So from Ray Nelson Chan, grade 8C, how does experiencing new stuff feel like?
Okay, so like in general, like my first time here in Indonesia, and talking about having rice for every day, or trying, what did I try? Chicken feet. It was very interesting, but trying new stuff is a way to grow, right? I feel like, I came to Indonesia not knowing anybody. I came without knowing the language at all. And it took me about 23 hours to fly here. I ended up in Jakarta airport in the middle of the night, getting ready to leave for Semarang at 8 in the morning from Jakarta. So yes, there was a little bit of culture shock, right? To be in a place that is surrounded by people I'm not used to. The city I came from, Lubbock, is really, really small. And we did not have that many people there. So all these new experiences, yes, they were challenging at first, but I grew so much through these experiences, my confidence, my knowledge, and all. All right, thank you very much, sir. That was a good question.
So from Gaudensia,
I have a question too.
Grade 8B, why did you come to Indonesia?
All right, the reason I came to Indonesia is that I volunteered at a school called Terang Bangsa. It's in Semarang. Yeah, it's a Christian school, and I went to their pusat therapy, physical therapy. So when I volunteered there for a month, the very first time, and I was working with special needs children, autistic, Down syndrome, ADD, ADHD. It was a life-changing experience, and I ended up doing that 3 more times. All right. So the latest time I was here, guys, was back the last time I flew in was in 2016. So I've been in Indonesia for 5 years now. For 5 years. Okay.
Okay. So from Stephen Valiant Padma, grade 5A. Oh, it has two questions. First is, how do you stay organized? Second is, in your opinion, what's the best part of teaching?
All right. Thank you very much, Stephen, sir. All right. So how do I stay organized? Well, nowadays, especially with online learning, being organized is very simple, meaning that I have everything placed on my laptop. Bookwork, of course, everything is done online, guys. I know that's going to change with offline learning. It will. And it'll be something that we all as teachers have to adapt back to, because we've been teaching so long online. That, yes, staying organized, just keeping plans, keeping a timetable, making sure I take adequate notes to make sure I have everything leveled up for the week coming. So thank you very much, sir. The best part of teaching is being able to see my students. That's the best part. To be able to, like I said, hear about their accomplishments, hear about their day. I care about what I'm doing. So if I care about it, I'm going to be passionate about it.
So from Cassiopeia Bell Santoso, grade 5, what's the first thing you wanted to be?
Actually, the first thing I wanted to be was a dentist. Yes, a dentist of all things. It was something that I was thinking about doing, but actually, I had a friend that we had the similar dream, but he ended up doing it. So he is an orthodontist now in the States.
So from Laurencia Rivka, 8A, what do you think are the characters or principles should have a teacher have?
Okay, the characteristics and the principles that they should have, is integrity, determination, passion, open-mindedness, right? These are things that are important for a teacher to grow. If I'm not open-minded to what y'all learn, or if I'm not open-minded to new material to teach you, I'm gonna suffer as a teacher, and y'all in the long run will suffer, and that's the pain behind it. So the best thing I can do is be open-minded, be able to be determined in what I have to do, and be honest to y'all and myself. So thank you very much for that question, by the way.
Yeah, is that it?
So yeah, overall, guys, thank you for these questions.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming here. One more?
I put my question there.
Hold on real quick, guys. I
Me
apologize.
too. I put my question in there.
Question as well, but
All
my
right,
name keeps
the next one we got here.
Okay, for Florence, Elaine, 8A, how do you adapt and bond with people around you well? While they speak a different language.
All right, this was difficult at first, guys, but the common thing of bonding behind, you're gonna meet people when you travel that do know the language. Maybe it's just a little bit at first, but overall, when you talk to them, when you work with them, when you communicate with them, just even speaking, practicing your speaking, having conversations in English on a daily basis can open up the world to you. It's a process that my wife had to go through, My wife at first, her English was minimal, right? But we talked and talked and talked. That's key, guys. I see this a lot. A lot of students are not confident when it comes to speaking English. The one thing I have to tell you is that no matter if you're confident or not, I'm not going to judge you. It's not my spot to judge you. I want you to practice English with me no matter what. If you make mistakes, you make mistakes. But the key is that you keep on trying. That's the key. So thank you very much, Florence. That was a great question, dear.
I like everyone's questions. They're really interesting.
Of course, you are doing a great job with them. But by the way, I want to thank you again, Alexa, for taking this time to interview me.
Oh, I actually should thank you because you're coming here. Like it's really a great time.
Well, I believe that what we share, is the best thing.
From Brian Alexander, grade 7, what is your biggest challenge as a teacher?
I think overall my biggest challenge is when sometimes I have students that I know can be active. I know they can do a great job, but something's holding them back. And that's why sometimes I get deeper into talking about what they're feeling, what general feelings they're feeling. Because I have some students that I know they have so much potential, but they just don't show it. They don't want to show me. They'll communicate with me, but when it comes to doing work, they don't do it. And I don't understand why. That's one of my challenges, is that I care about all of you. All the students I teach, I care about. And I try to show that by, if you have questions for me in class, outside, I will be there. But I just wonder why sometimes that they don't open up to me. They don't do what they should be doing. And I give them plenty of time to do it. So it's a tough It's tough in that aspect.
I mean, maybe there are introverts, extroverts, maybe.
True. But I mean, I'm not talking just about that though. I'm talking about like schoolwork in general. Like they submit something, but it's nothing, you know? So like it's a blank paper.
Blank paper.
Yeah, instead of waiting and doing it even a week late, they just turn it in blank. So it's a big challenge for me. All right.
All right. So for the ones for just 4 people. So for the 4 people from the questions we had, they're gonna have the merch over here. As you can see, we have the tumbler, we have the hat. Not sure if the hat is quite doing well though. Yeah. But you will get these. The first 4 questions.
Yes, the first 4 questions, of course, will be awarded these, okay?
Do we need something like a phone number to do it? Because the last time
So I
used
think this is the end for today's podcast.
Yes, thank you again, Alexa, for taking your time.
And happy National Teachers Day.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. And happy National Teachers Day to everyone out there. And I want to thank you all for spending your time with us today. Thank you for all the great questions. I hope to see y'all coming up through the junior high. It would be my pleasure to teach y'all and learn more about you. Like
Also,
I said,
stay safe. Stay safe.
yes, of course, stay safe, guys. And I know you will, especially with the holidays coming up. But like I said, I would love to see you on the junior high, guys, for those who are in year 5 and year 6. All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You're
Okay.
welcome, Alexa.
I think I said that like 3 times already.
No worries. No worries. All right. Thank you very much, guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, guys.
Love you guys. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Williams.
Yeah, we'll be. Y'all be safe too, okay?
Teachers Day also.
See you in the future.
Amen.
In the future also.
Future too.
Yes, amen.
That was kind of awkward though.
No, it was
Okay,
not.
this is so cool. Bye-bye.
When is the next time we meet?
I guess I don't
Do
know
we
if
actually need an email or phone number to get the merch?
That's why I just said see you in the future.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. I have to go. My mom's waiting for me.
Okay, bye.
Do we leave now?
We leave now or we wait?
Because I'm pretty sure I need to get this